everyone, it's Sami from Sami Sweet Life, and today I was Franken planning. So I did not film the actual taking everything apart and assembling things back, but I'm going to show you my Franken planner and also my Franken disc planner. I'm going to be trying both of these out and using them for the rest of the year and then deciding what I'm going to be doing for 2023. Now I do have a couple of planners that will work throughout 2023, namely my compact vertical from Erin Condren. I plan on using that as my main weekly planner. I will still dabble and repurpose other planners as well for various things, but I don't intend to purchase planners for 2023 unless something catches my eye and I absolutely just have to have it. But for the most part, I'm going to use what I've got because I have tons and tons of planner stuff to repurpose, so hence the Franken planning. And I have a couple of planners that work through 2023, and I have quite a few undated planners. So I'm going to combine all the forces and use them for 2023. But for the meantime, I still have August through December to work on, and I have a big giant stack here for my eventual Franken plan. My current Franken planner is right here. So I ended up taking apart, how many planners? 5 planners. I ended up assembling one back together, and it is right over here. So I went ahead and took out the first few months of this one. This is actually a color blends, and I ended up getting an 18 months, so I've got all of 2023 in here. I went ahead and put it back together here. This is the metallic vegan leather cover, which is beautiful. It's the color blends horizontal, and I was using this as my weight journal, and I plan on doing that as well. I'm just daily weighing, talking about fitness and health and all sorts of things in the little journaling lines, and I've been doing that pretty consistently now, so I'm going to continue with that. But I wanted to take out the current months and stick it with something else, and I may end up taking this apart and Franken planning more in 2023 once I have my game plan perfected here the next few months with this. This is just a test run Franken planning thing. And then I have 3 other ones I took apart, and Makselife, which I did not actually put in yet. My thought for this whole process was to use these undated, they are 6-month Makselife things. They come with those vegan leather covers that I absolutely hate. I went ahead and cut the cover off. I'll show a picture of my beginning process, but this is just the, oh, there's kids yelling outside. I have all of the stuff here, and this one happens to be a horizontal pattern here. I really, really like it. So my plan was to take the horizontal and have a Franken plan contain my weekly goals pages and my monthly goals pages. So I would stick them in between other things. So I would have this in front of whatever other pages I have for the week. So I have my weekly actions, someplace for journaling. It could end up being just a daily journal. I also have some habits that I can start habit tracking as well. And then also I can do the reflections right there and have these 4 pages in the front of whatever weekly pages I have every single week. So that is my plan for that one. So I thought between here I would do my food log pages, my morning journal pages, an editorial calendar for the week, things like that, and maybe even do some morning journaling pages. But that was my initial thought, but I actually only have one of these horizontal undated things to use, so I thought I would not use it yet, and I would use it for 2023 because I'm actually still using this one. I'm going to use this one throughout the end of the year, but I don't think I'm going to purchase another one of these because I just don't like it being on the O-ring. And I also found that I don't use these pages, so it's kind of a waste for me to buy new ones when I have the actual weekly pages already and those undated ones. So I'm going to try to stick with that unless they come out with something that really wows me for 2023. I probably will not purchase anything else since I purchased so many for 2022. I have lots to work with. So that was my original thing. And then I took apart a bunch of other ones. I took apart a grid Plum paper planner and a few different weekly Erin Condren ones and put them in this one. So I will show this one in a minute. But the main one, I'm going to scoot all this stack over. My main one here, I ended up using this beautiful Edav cover. It matches the rose gold. I ended up taking the rose gold coil off of this planner and sticking it on this one right here. And then I ended up using some Erin Condren black tabs. These were actually from 2019, if you can believe it. Look, 2019. So there are a few pages in here that are kind of wonky and weird, but I ended up using those tabs because I wanted to save the ones I wanted for 2023, which are these Plum paper planner tabs. I really, really liked them. I thought I'd use them for my 2023 Franken planner. So I'm going to zoom in just slightly so you guys can see this. So moving into this one, I have one page here. It just says planning is what keeps you going. And I thought I'd put a little like map of the rest of the year here. And then I've got a planner tab, which is just, you know, for the month. And then I have my journaling pages. And I started this so that I could use this once Olivia goes back to school. So it's got 3 weeks of August in it, and then the rest of the year from that point on. So these are the horizontal color blends pages. And this is what I've been using for my daily fitness log thing. I've just been writing down journaling for my thoughts and feelings regarding health and wellness and weight and all that stuff. So I put that section first, and I just put the rest of the month all together because these pages, I happen to have the correct date on them. And then these are repurposed pages sometimes. So this month happens to be a little bit repurposed. So I put one of those pages, and I figured I'd just go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on this because it's a full like a week, but it's just backwards. I'll just repurpose that. And then here would be my food log. And again, I have a full week's page here, but it's like, this is from 2018. So it's a really old page. I'll just mark out the dates and use it as the same week. So these are weekly pages here, and then it would move on to the next week. I would just repurpose, and these are the weekly pages. Move on to the next week. I've got my weekly pages. And then for editorial calendar, I was going to use this focused academic planner. Actually, this is just the academic planner. So this was the one that had the Hello Kitty cover on it. I will link to that video so you guys can see the full planner, but it is an academic planner. And again, I have the actual days, 2022, and I have half of the year for 2023 for these. So I thought I would use this for editorial calendars and things like that. At nap time, I kind of flounder sometimes. I'm like, what should I be filming? What should I be editing? That kind of thing. So this will keep me in line. I can write out what I want to do each day for the week. And again, I can just refer to this as actual pages because it has the right dates on it. So I had this whole chunk of August together since the dates are correct. And then it moved into a couple of line papers. I just kept those at the end of the month. And then I moved on to September. And this one's more chunked up because I ended up having the days. I realized I had like 2022 dates for most of this stuff. Of course, this is like old. I just had it on the tab. So I've got a little dashboard page I can use for 2022. And then I move into the daily journaling section. It's just the whole month worth of that. And then it moves into my grid style pages, and I had the full month of September for these, so I just kept it in one chunk. And then I had extra lined pages, and since this is going to be like probably more like AM journaling type of thing, I'd have more lines in case I wanted to write more in there. And since everything else was not done and separated week by week, I went ahead and just stuck in enough of these pages that I had a full month's worth of pages, and I can just repurpose the whole month. And so these ones are set up to be like, this is a full week, this is a full week, so I don't have to worry about changing anything except the dates on here. And again, 2018, this is really old paper, and I don't know why I ended up keeping certain ones, because I've gotten rid of a ton of planner stuff and recycled things and given things away, and for some reason I still had this hourly. I think it was because it was the only hourly I had. So it is in here for that. And then moving in, this is the academic section, and again I kept it all together, and since it was the beginning of the month, it has a project and exams page that I won't use, but it starts out the full month's worth of academic pages for that, and then a few more extra lined pages, and then moved into October, and it's all the same way. So this is basically like combining 4 different books in one, and my thought process moving for 2023 is I will adjust as needed, like take out what sections I need to take out, put in new sections if I have new sections, and also put in these pages as well, these weekly planning pages and the monthly planning pages. So it will be my goal planning and all of my extra different like journaling and tracking and food logging and all that type of stuff in here. And then ideally I would have one Franken planned type of planner and then my weekly layout planner that I would use. So I really just love that compact vertical. It's an A5 size, so I figured I wouldn't Franken plan it together with all of the rest of the things, and that way I can have my weekly plans and then look at like my editorial calendar. I'll see like my weekly plan, I'm really busy certain days of the week, and then I can make my editorial calendar lighter those type of days or plan around those busier days so that I know I have enough editing and filming time throughout the week, that kind of thing. So I thought it would be nice to have the actual weekly planner separate from all of the other stuff. So this is August through December, and it's a pretty chunky book. So I probably will end up doing these quarterly or half yearly, that type of thing. And you can see the pages don't exactly line up, you can see, because they're multiple different planners and actually 2 different planner companies. And now moving into adding the Makselife planner, you can see here, these ones actually are 1 coil longer than the Erin, Condren, and Plum paper planners. So I ended up having to cut the top coil off to get everything to line up. And that cut the pages a little bit. It cut them right at the top of the actual weekly pages. And also it cut it right at the top of the like headers. Let's see if I can find a weekly action header. Some of these are cut and some of them aren't. So there you can see like it cuts off some of that weekly action like margin area, but it still fit all the lines and everything, so I'm totally okay with how it's cut like that. I feel like it still will work well, and I did line it up with the book, and it seems to be able to fit and line up when I Franken plan. So it'll be a combination of 3 different companies' planners stuffed into 1 Franken planner starting next year. So I'm just going to try this out, adjust as needed. I can always uncoil and recoil as needed as well, but that is my my main plan is just to get all of the extra notebooks together, because I was having so many other planners I was using for various things, and it was like a big stack on my desk, and I thought it looked crazy, and then I couldn't find the one I needed really easily. Well, this way they're all together, so I can just really just flip through to each section and do what I need to do every morning and keep it up with it, and then leave it open to, at nap time, I leave it open to the editorial calendar. I flip it over to the food one when I'm writing food things out. And then the morning journaling is just, in the morning. So I thought it would work out really nicely like that. So real quick, I do want to talk about my disc bound Franken planner and show you guys. This is something I thought about doing as well, because it's so much easier to slip things in and out of a disc versus like uncoiling, lining things up and recoiling. And it's kind of cumbersome to do all that. And it did take me quite a while to do that, but this is another viable option, and I'll show you guys multiple pages punched in here. I ended up getting a Happy Planner punch a while back, and I lined it up with the pages I needed. So I made a little mark on there with the washi tape. So this happens to be an Inkwell press system. It is their Live Well 360, and I really, really like their covers, and I really like their actual discs. So I ended up taking pages, just ripping them out of spiral bound notebooks and then punching them. I ended up cutting them with a trimmer to get rid of like the, the fuzzy ends. So I got one from the actual like O-ring planner, because they have these marked down in their warehouse sale, super duper cheap. But unfortunately, if I'm going to repurpose these, I can't repurpose them into a spiral bound, coil bound Franken planner. So I would have to use the disc bound for that. If I were to buy these at the warehouse sale, repurpose them, they would have to go in here, and they work perfectly. Like, look at that. It lines up perfectly with the marks, and you have plenty of room to write. The punches still fit in the margin, so you still have lots of room to write your weekly actions. It just cuts the page shorter than, like, this is an Inkwell press tab that fits into this book. So you can see it's like 1/2 inch shorter that way, because you're cutting off of that margin section where the holes are punched, and I think it still works. I would totally still use that in here. I really, really like it, so I'm tempted to get a couple of those from the warehouse sale so I can repurpose them. I would just have to change the dates on them, and I would want the horizontal pages so that I could use them for stuff, for journaling and things. And then I have this one. This one's from a different book that I didn't end up using very much. I'll show it to you. I ended up really liking this idea of these planners. I don't even remember the name of it. That's how little I used it. Does it say anywhere? I'm sure it does. Yeah, so typical me. I thought this was a great idea. It ended up being very small. I didn't really end up liking the coil on it, but it's really nice that you can plan out whatever widgets you want across it. There's different calendar spreads. It doesn't have to be this like vertical look, but the thing I really just hated was the red. I didn't like there was red on every page, but I think it's a really pretty planner. I just didn't end up using it for anything. So at some point I may repurpose this for something, but I liked these 30-day challenge pages at the very end. So I went ahead and punched one out as well, so you can stick them in, and it seems to fit really well. I also took out one of the compact vertical pages. It's an A5 size page, but I went ahead and lined it up in here as well. So I could totally stick my weekly page in here as well. It cuts off a tiny bit of the margin, but otherwise it fits really nicely. Also, one of the grid style plum paper planners fits really well. And being a lefty, I would probably take any of these pages out, write in them, stick them back in, because that margin's really tight on this side because of the disc bound thing. And then, yeah, this is just a plum paper planner one I was sticking in there. And then this is Inkwell press. So again, want to start this in August. It's got some habit trackers. I'm going to start using both of these and testing them out and playing with them. So I ended up sticking in the August goal setting pages. The kids are screaming and playing outside. So this is one of the goal setting pages. And then there is one at the end. So it's a 2-step goal thing for the Inkwell press. And I have a whole video like outlining all of those Inkwell press pages. They're all disc bound. So I have a whole slew of disc bound pages already. And I thought if this ends up working where I like the disc bound, everything that Plum Paper Planner makes pretty much, like any of their personalized planners, you can get them coming as disc punched things. So I ended up just getting some lined papers. I got a notebook, maxed out the lined papers, and then I had them disc punch it. That's just an option when you order a Plum Paper Planner. So you can order it unbound and punch it yourself. You can order it in a coil, or you can order it disc punched like this. So I do have some of those pages in here as well. And then this is just an old, it doesn't say what year it is, but this is just an old Inkwell Press weekly page. Every month they have one of these really pretty mission boards, and I really like the way they do the hexagons, and their color schemes are just gorgeous. The paper's luxurious. So I thought I would use that and put some like goals in those. And then I have really, really old Plum Paper planners. They came out with 2 sets of add-ons, and I just purchased them separately. So these ones were not punched or anything. They were just loose, so I disc punched them. This is a monthly fitness overview. I thought I would write in not necessarily the time, distance, sets, or reps for any of this, but write in my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday things, and then put a schedule of which days will be arms, legs, that type of thing, and then I'll plan around that. And also I liked that it was hydration, and it also has the monthly tracking on the back. So these pages, I don't know if they're exactly the same now because it has been years and years. Like, we lived in Illinois when I had these pages done. So it gives me all the stuff to work with. Also, I can put a weekly actions page in here. I really like this weekly kickstart to like write my editorial calendar in, like what videos are going up what days, and then like whatever tasks for the week. So I ended up putting this together, having all those goal setting things at the beginning, and then a weekly kickstart page in between daily pages. So I was going to use this as my daily planner. So I've got the daily pages, the weekly action, the weekly kickstart, which would be my editorial stuff, and then the daily pages again. So that's how all of this is set up just through August. And then I have the September started here with the mission board and then the goal pages. But the one thing I really like about this one is you can totally move things around as needed. So if I wanted my daily page or my weekly kickstart page to be at the front of the planner, I could stick it in the front. And all this stuff was just test pages to show you guys like how all of them fit. If you were to take them out of the spirals, punch them, and stick them in a disc bound, they all seem to fit really well. So I've got this section set up to begin September. When I use this daily once she starts school, I'll let you guys know how it goes. But that's my plan, is to have this daily out and also have the Franken planner one out. So I would have these 2 like sitting in here on my desk, my actual weekly spread, weekly to-do list and stuff, that would be on the counter in the kitchen like it always is. So I'll have August to try it out, September to tweak it, and then move on from there. And then I also have all these notes papers, and these are from Plum Paper Planner. They're just Plum Paper Planner paper. I also had a to-do list section, so I just stuck those in. Those are from Plum Paper Planner. And then I stuck in the back here more of the weekly kickstart pages and the daily pages, so I can use those up as needed and start filling in for September if I want to. So I just have it set up to where I can start using it when she starts school coming up next week. So those are the 2 Franken-planned, excitement-filled things, and I will let you guys know how it goes. I just wanted to show you guys these because I'm going to be doing an August stack video coming up soon since she's back to school. It's going to be my back to school stack, and I know I'm going to talk about these in the video, and I want to have this video to show you guys up close so that when I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going to use for XYZ, I can refer to this video and you guys can see all the little details of these. So I hope you guys liked this video. I really, really had fun. Like, making this one. So it's gonna be fun to repurpose this a little bit and start using it and tweaking it and seeing how it goes. But I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.